Well, as we've been talking about, this winter weather can mean lots of issues with sickness, but it also can mean issues with safety. So we asked Layla Price back from the City of Marion for some more weather-wise tips. You were here back in October, November, and we were just talking theoretically about this weather. Now we've gotten it. And I think with this little blast of warm air, that's being a relative term, we could kind of get lulled into, just taking it for granted now. But what kinds of things are you finding that people need to know about in this really still early stage of winter?
Well, we're in the thick of it now, so we have a lot that we have already experienced, but we are very blessed to know that we haven't had nearly as much snowfall as we had expected. I was just talking with our street department director, Jack Antrobus, and he said that they've actually not used nearly as much salt as they had anticipated, so they will have a savings from that, so that's good news
and
if the patterns continue.
Many weeks to go.
Correct.
We know Indiana, March could be interesting too.
Right. So we do want to focus on safety. I know you just did a nice segment on the flu, and so I really don't want to touch on that too much, even though it is a hot topic. So Cliff Sessom's deputy chief of the Marion Police Department, he was actually sick today, so he couldn't come in, but he was going to touch on some traffic safety, driving safety in the winter weather. We did just have a snowstorm, and so there's some things that he wants you to remember, but a lot of the information that he gathers is from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, and it's nhtsa.gov. I can repeat that later, but it's basically all there for you. And I can even talk about some of those tips if you'd like.
And I know that you work with Weather Wise, and just kind of a reminder of what that is. It gives out alerts or updates for people, or just some tips on how to stay safe in the winter?
That's actually a misconception. We are not a news service or an alert service, so we really want to strive to make sure that residents are prepared, but we are not going to be that service. We don't want to step on the toes of the Emergency Management Agency or the local TV station.
And you got so many ways to get that information now, but what you've been able to do with Weather Wise is just come alongside that and say, now here's some things to think about before the emergency comes.
Exactly, in a non-overwhelming manner. So, for instance, we just had that snowstorm, but just to be prepared for next time, you can actually fill your reservoir with windshield wiper fluid, because you can actually go through that windshield fluid very quickly in a snowstorm.
That's a good tip.
So make sure that that's filled with high-grade winter quality with de-icer fluid. So that's just a little helpful tip.
Do you find that sometimes when we start getting snow melt that people just think, I know of one person on this campus who knows better, she would admit that, who fell when it was rainy and did not think there was any ice down anymore.
Right.
And I've seen that happen, and I saw it happen on the roads recently, where you think, oh, well, everything's melting, but that rainy kind of sloppy mix can really be a mess. Yeah,
they tell you to just be very cognizant of the temperature change, because it can get very scary, like right in the 30, 29 degrees. So it's important to know that it can very quickly change to black ice, and we even had an incident last week in Delaware County where someone was not very careful on the roads and actually smashed into a police car. So it's very important to slow down, and if you're not comfortable driving on slick roads, the NHTSA, they actually tell you to practice driving when it does snow, but not on a main road. And so that would be a good idea to do just to build confidence.
Make sure you've got a shoulder, though.
Exactly.
Not to cry on, a shoulder for your car to go on.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
And what would you say is the best tip that you have tried already this winter? Maybe other people have said that this is the one they want to keep using.
I like the idea that you are supposed to carry a winter car kit. A lot of people don't have the time to gather those things, but I think it's very important to carry that with you at all times. And I even take it one step further to pack a bag, an emergency bag, with everything that I need, just in case of an emergency and we need to spend the night somewhere.
Well, the smart tips are to do things now when you're basking in 35-degree weather.
Right.
Go get that fluid, go get that car kit. Great stuff. Well, it's Weather Wise, and as Layla said, it's not for the alerts, it's to give you that information so you're ready for the alert. And if you want to see those tips, you can check it out on Facebook. Lots of information there, facebook.com/WeatherWiseMarion, or you can find the organization on Twitter at Weather Wise Tips. Thanks again, Layla, for coming in.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for keeping us all wise.
Thanks for having me.
Or a little bit more wise.